Magis Day, everyone! Welcome to another day of learning. In my previous instructional videos, I discussed how to multiply a monomial by another monomial, a monomial by a polynomial, and also two binomials. Now, in this video, join me as I'm about to introduce to you another technique in multiplying polynomials. We actually have three techniques that we can apply in multiplying polynomials. We have the distributive property, FOIL method, and the box method. And if you did finish my previous videos, you will realize that among all these three techniques, box method is something interesting that I haven't introduced to you yet so far. But first, allow me to recall the distributive property. So we have here an example, 2x times the quantity of 5x plus 8y plus 3. So basically, we have here a monomial multiplied by a polynomial. And in this case, we have to distribute the term 2x to each of the terms inside the parenthesis. So we have here 2x times 5x, 2x times 8y, 2x times 3. So we have here at the bottom. Now, 2x times 5x. After this, remember, we have to simplify. And how do we simplify? Of course, we multiply the two coefficients. We have 2 times 5, that is 10. And since we have here a common base x, we copy the base x and we add the imaginary exponents, which is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. That's why we have here x squared. And take note, this is where we apply the product rule. Now we proceed with this pair, no? Pair of monomial. So we have here 2 times 8, that is 16. And since we don't have here common base, we just have to copy x and y. So you have 16xy. And then we also have here 2 times 3, that is 6. And then we copy x. All right. So then combine like terms. But in this case, we don't have like terms. So our final answer will be 10x squared plus 16xy plus 6x. Okay, now we also have here the second method, which is the so-called FOIL method. And remember this, we only use the FOIL method if we multiply two binomials. All right, and this method actually stands for first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and last terms. Okay, now I have here an example, the quantity of y plus 3 times the quantity of y plus 7. So again, you can only use FOIL method if it's a binomial times another binomial. Alright, so the F tells you to multiply the first terms of each binomial. And what are the first terms here? We have the y and the other y as well. Okay, so that will give us y squared because y times y is y squared. Remember to apply product rule. And the O tells us to multiply the outer terms of each binomial. And what are the outer terms here? We have y and 7. So that will give us 7y. Okay, this one is the product of the first terms, the product of the outer terms. Then we'll proceed with the I. I tells us to multiply the inner terms of each binomial. So we have here 3 times y. So these are our inner terms. Okay. So we have 3 times y again. That is 3y. All right. Then, and L tells us to multiply the last terms of each binomial. So we have here 3 and 7. All right. So if we multiply 3 and 7, that will give us 21. So now we have y squared plus 7y plus 3y plus 21, with y squared being the product of the first terms, 7y being the product of the outer terms, 3y the product of the inner terms, and of course 21 the product of the last terms. Now what do you think is the last step? Okay, notice that we have here like terms. No, we have 7y and 3y, but we will not multiply them. Remember, if we see like terms, we just have to combine them. Okay, so we have to add them. All right, so we have here 7y plus 3y. Again, why are they like terms? Because they have the same variable, which is y, and the same exponent, which is imaginary 1. And if we combine them, we just have to add the exponents, the coefficients. So 7 plus 3, that is 10. So our final answer will be y squared plus 10y plus 21. All right. Alright, now we proceed with the third method in multiplying polynomials, and we call it box method. And perhaps right now you're already curious as to why do we call this as a box method. Okay, and one thing is for sure, you're thinking about a box right now. And in that case, I must say that you're right, no? Because in this method, we're going to create a box. So I have here a third example of the quantity of 3x minus 5 times the quantity of 5x plus 2. So we have here the steps in doing box method. First, we draw a box, of course. And then the second one, we write a polynomial on the top and side of a box. And the third one is we multiply terms. So we have here the box. There you go. And notice that our first binomial, which is the 3x minus 5, is on top. And our 5x plus 2, which is the second binomial, is at the side of the box. So you have here, take note that this one here is an empty space. No, that's an empty space. So you don't put anything here. Alright, now after drawing a box, we write the polynomial on the top and side of a box. So we're done with these two steps. Alright, and then the third step is to multiply the terms. So we multiply. So we begin with the first terms. Alright, so we have 3x times 5x, and that will give us 15x squared since both of them are positive. So where do we put the 15x squared? There. Alright, and then we also multiply our outer terms. So we have 3x times 2. And that will give us 6x, no? 3 times 2 is 6, and we copy the variable x. And where do we put 6x? There, 6x. And then we also multiply our inner terms. So we have negative 5, take note of the signs, and then negative 5 times 5x. So that will give us negative 25x. And take note, where do we put the negative 25x? Okay, so we just have to identify this is the negative 5. Okay, we multiply negative 5 with the 5x, and this is where we put our answer. Okay, in this place. So that's why our answer is here. And then we proceed with the last terms. No? So we have here negative 5. Again, take note of the signs. Negative 5 times 2. So the other one is negative and the other one is positive. So we will be having a negative sign for our product. So 5 times 2 is 10, and we make it negative. So we have negative 10. Alright, so take note of where do we put our answers. Okay, so it's just like we look at the side, then we look at on top, then we put our answers below. So we meet these two, no? Those terms at the side, and then these terms on top. Okay, so if we multiply them, if we multiply these two, this is where we put our answer. And if we multiply 3x with sorry, positive 2, this is also where we put our answer. And if we multiply negative 5 with positive 2, this is where we also put our answer. So there are designated boxes for each of our for each product, no? For each product. All right. And right after that, we combine like terms. Do we have like terms here, babe? You have to be keen this time because it's inside the box, so you have to be keen. So what are our like terms here? We have negative 25x and 6x. Again, why are they like terms? Because they have a common, they have um, a common variable x, and they also have the same exponent. Okay, so in that case, we're going to combine negative 25x and 6x. But take note, the other one is negative and the other one is positive. So what do? We subtract 25 with 6. And what is 25 minus 6? That is 19. And since they don't have the same sign, we have to copy the sign of the greater value. So which one is greater, the 6 or the 25? Of course, it's a 25. So what's the sign of your 25? It's negative. So the sign of your 19 will also be negative. So that's why you have here negative 19x. So our final answer will be 15x squared minus 19x minus 10. Okay, so I hope you got that. So you have three techniques. You just have to pick which one which one is the most convenient for you. Which one do you like the best? Alright, so now we also have here another example, and this time we will also be using box method. So we have the quantity of 7p minus 2 times the quantity of 3p minus 4. Okay, so we draw the box and we put the first binomial on top. The same goes with the second binomial. We put it at the side. Okay, and then we multiply first terms first. So we have 7p times 3p, that is 21p squared. And then outer terms. So we have 7p times negative 4, that is negative 28p. Okay, the other one is positive, the other one is negative. 7 times 4 is 28, so we have negative 28p. And we have our inner terms. So negative 2 times 3p, that is negative 6p. And of course, our last terms, negative 2 times negative 4. Both signs are negative. Okay, so if we multiply, that will give us a product of positive. So 2 times 4 is 8. So our answer, the product for the last terms will be positive 8. So we try to be keen again. We check if we have like terms here. So we have, yes, negative 6p and negative 28p. But in this case, we both have negative addends, no? Negative 6p and negative 28p. So what do? Since both of them are negative, we have to add. What is 28 plus 6? That is 34. And since both of them are negative, we have to copy the negative sign. So our final answer will be 21p squared minus 34p plus 8. Okay? Sige. Now, Alright, now we have here our seventh example. But for this example, we cannot use the FOIL method. For what reason? Because they're not both binomials. Okay? Which means that for this item, we can only use either distributive property or box method. So what do? Let's try using the distributive method first. Okay, so we have 2x. Okay, so we multiply the 2x to each of the terms in the polynomial. All right, there you go. And then same goes with the negative 5. So we have negative 5 times x squared, and then negative 5 times negative 5x, and then negative 5 times positive 4. Okay, so there you have it. No? We have 2x, which will be multiplied to each of the terms in the polynomial, and same goes with the negative 5. Okay, so that's the first time that we apply distributive property. Okay, and after that, we also have to apply this distributive property again, which means that we will distribute 2x, no, each of the terms here. So 2x times x squared, that is 2x cubed. And then 2x times negative 5x, you multiply the coefficients, 2 times negative 5, that is negative 10, x squared. So we have to apply product rule. 2x times 4, that is 8x. All right. Then we proceed with this negative 5 times x squared. What is that? Negative 5x squared. So we write it continuously. And then negative 5 times negative 5x, that is positive 25x. Okay, why positive? Because negative times negative is positive. 5 times 5 is 25. And we copy the variable x. Then we have negative 5 times 4. That is negative 20. So that's why we have here negative 20. And right after that, again, we have to be keen, no? We have to check if we have like terms here. Sige. So, we have to combine like terms if there are like terms. So, upon checking, we found out that yes, we have like terms, no? So, we have here the negative 10x squared, and then we also have the negative 5x squared, and then we also have 8x and 25x. So, if we're going to simplify them, our final answer would be 2x cubed minus 15x squared plus 33x minus 20. Okay? Sige. Next, this is actually same example, no? But this time we're going to use box method. So, again, our first, our binomial is at the side, and then our polynomial is on top. So, x squared, negative 5x, and positive 4. And what do we do here? We have to multiply 2x with x squared first. Okay, so 2x times x squared, that will give us again 2 times 1, 2. And then there's an imaginary one here. We apply product rule. So x to the power of 1 times x to the power of 2, that is x to the power of 3. So we have 2x to the power of 3. Okay, and right after that, we also have to multiply 2x with negative 5x. Wait, allow me to draw this line. Okay, that one. That will give us negative 10x to the power of 2. And again, we have to distribute the 2x with positive 4. So, where do we put the answer? Of course, here we put the answer at the bottom here. Okay, so we have 4 times 2x, that's 8x. And we're not done yet. We still have to distribute the negative 5 to each of the terms in the polynomial. So we have negative 5 times x squared, that is negative 5x squared. Negative 5 times negative 5x, that is positive, no? Negative times negative, positive 25x. And negative times a positive, that's negative 20. So you're almost done. What do you think is the next step? Of course, again, you have to be keen and look for like terms. So do we have like terms here? Yes, we actually do. We have negative 10x squared, negative 5x squared, and 8x 25x. So what do we do with these like terms? We have to combine them. Okay? And after combining, our final answer would be 2x cubed, negative 10 plus negative 5, that is negative 15, copy x squared. And then 8 times 25, 8 plus 25, that is 33, copy x. And then bring down the negative 20. Alright, so that ends our discussion for this video. I hope you were able to learn how to apply box method, how to use box method in multiplying polynomials. And I also hope that you were able to recall the other methods that you can possibly use in multiplying polynomials. And that is, and that includes the box method and, the FOIL method and the distributive property. So if this video helped you a lot in multiplying polynomials, please do not forget to give it a like, to give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much, class, and see you in my next video.